Hello and welcome to my freezing cold studio. Today in Ariane's studio we have the no working furnace attire, so we are bundled up trying to stay warm. I had a recent question and I thought it was a really good question, so I thought I would just come on and address it. I'm sorry, I think there's some crinkling because my hair. So JNDS asked what it took to get into galleries, and I'm not in a ton of galleries, but I thought I'd just give a few little hints or tips or whatever for getting your stuff into galleries, because there is a certain sort of preparation that you need to do before you start applying to galleries. I should have just filmed it like this. You can hear me. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, okay, take two, not using the kitty bitten things. Okay, so a YouTuber, JNDS, asked me, how do you get into galleries? Okay, so there are a few ways that come to mind that you can get into galleries. One is open calls, 2 is contests, 3 is just open applications. So I'll just speak to Jay, we'll call you, and specifically that gallery, the Rotary Kelowna Center for the Arts. They have a very discriminating process where you have to make an application, and I think sometimes you have to wait. I mean, it was during, right now, current lockdown life. So they didn't have a huge amount of people on the roster, but normally there's I think it was 6 to 18 month wait. So you make an application. If you're approved, you wait 6 to 18 months, and then you do the opening and you hang your art, and all this stuff is on you to do. So because it's a community-based organization, so they don't do any of that now. If a private gallery takes you on, it's a little bit different. You kind of become part of their roster of artists. In some cases, maybe not, but in a lot of cases, that's how it goes. But if you've never done any kind of anything ever, and you're a little beginner baby artist, and you've never applied to a gallery before, this is what you need to do. There are 3 things you need to do before applying for any of the 3 ways you can get into arty gallery things. First, you need to have a really strong portfolio. It needs to be solid. It needs to be a solid body of work that you use the same colors in, you have the same sort of subject matter in, you can put it under a certain umbrella of art making. Maybe you do abstracts, maybe you do portraits, maybe you do, I don't know, whatever you might do, landscapes, there's another one. But it should be very specific to you. People should be able to look at it and go, oh, that's JNDS's work, right? So this is very important, and it doesn't seem like it's that important when you're first starting out, but it's super important because it's like handwriting. Now, everyone's handwriting is a little bit different, but if you know someone good enough and you like that person or whatever, maybe someone in your family, you're gonna always be able to tell their handwriting, right? Well, in art, it's a lot like that. So you have to have a strong portfolio. 2, you have to have a CV and a bio and all this stuff. And if you've never done any of that before, there's a lot of things you can do to just make it up. So those things are good to have because before you go to a gallery, they're going to ask you for those. So a CV is a curriculum vitae, or it's basically like where have you displayed before, what kind of experience do you have. Similar to a resume, where they'll ask you where you've worked before, and if you've never worked anywhere before, that's okay. There are things you can do as a workaround that. They're going to ask you maybe for a bio. Maybe they want to know a little bit about you. Are you an ex-spy from a whatever? I don't know, make it up. You know what I mean? They want to know who you are. The other thing they're going to ask you for is an artist statement. Now, the work should speak for itself, right? Yeah, but they're still going to want to know. They still want to know what your vision for art is, or your art, anyway. Why do you make it? What does it mean? Why do you use this certain technique? They want to know. You need to tell them. And sometimes there's a lot of artsy-fartsy language involved, and sometimes you just need a bit of help with that. There are different art coachy type people who can help you with that. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't write about my art. It's too hard. So anyway, those are 3 things. If I figure it out, I'll put them right here. 3 things you need to do before you can go anywhere. If you're a brand new baby artist, the best thing you can do is find a cafe that displays art regularly and changes it out. This is what I did. It was a wonderful experience. Sadly, the cafe closed down a couple months ago, and I still have not recovered. It's my favorite place, and they always had really great art. It was really, hip and fresh and fun. And one of the things you need to ask yourself is, can you see your art in this space? No matter where you're applying, that's what you need to ask yourself. The other artists that are there, would you fit in with them? If the answer is yes, then apply. A lot of cafes are really open to displaying local artists' work, and also kind of love selling your work because they do get a portion of it a lot of times. It can be anywhere from 25 to 35, 40%. Depends on the cafe and the population of the town. But those are always great experiences in my experience anyway. Cafes. So, okay, but now getting to the 3 ways that generally artists go about getting themselves into galleries. One of them is open calls. So, you know that your favorite gallery, they often have a group show. Not all the time, but sometimes they have open calls for those kind of group shows. This is a great time to get your artwork in front of them. So you're going to go armed with your CV or bio or artist statement or whatever they ask of you, and your portfolio, often digitally, and submit it. Just do it. And it doesn't normally cost. I've never experienced an open call where they want money for it, for the submission process, but you can email it. Do not take your portfolio to the galleries. I don't know who these crazy people are that do that, but don't do that. Just email it. It's so easy. And if you're on YouTube, you're probably emailing everything. So the other way you can do this is through contests. Now, I don't have tons of experience with contests. I've only ever submitted to one contest. And it was a contest I knew I would never possibly ever win. I just wanted to kind of tick it off my bucket list and say I did it. So that's one thing you can do. You can apply to a contest. Now, the thing with contests is that often they cost to apply to. They can cost anywhere from $15 to $50 or more, depending on your exchange rate. And I haven't really seen it be more than that, but I'm sure it can be. It depends on how prestigious the contest is. But again, I don't have tons of experience with it. Whenever you're submitting anywhere, make sure that you read everything, all their terms, everything, because now I've heard of this with contests. I've never experienced it, but contests can get a little shady sometimes, depending, because sometimes they want the copyright to your work and will kind of just it in there. So just make sure you're reading all the terms. Your copyright should always be with you and should never belong to anybody else. So one thing to consider, contests. And then there's always open applications. So you really want to get into this gallery or that gallery, well, chances are they have a way for you to apply. And this is probably more common with brand new galleries. So a brand new gallery is often looking for a roster of artists, and that's a good time to apply. You can, go there with your, or email. Email is the best way. Email your portfolio, your whatever. Just take a little look-see on their website, because that's really the best way. They'll tell you how they want you to apply or whatever, submit to their gallery, and they'll tell you if you're fit over email. That's a lot less painless than in person, right? So applications is another way to do it. I have found a lot of success with the last way that I didn't list in the points. A lot of success in just getting to know the galleries in my area. So this was a tip I actually got from Sergio Gomez, and he said, if you go to a gallery opening and you take pictures and you say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I just love this place, and you don't give them your portfolio in that moment at all. You just go, you have a good time, you support them, you take photos, take it to your social media, you post it on your stories or whatever, and you tag the gallery and you say, this gallery is amazing. They're always going to remember you, and that's important. They're always going to think, oh, that person, they really loved us, and they were really supportive, and they're in our community. That's honestly the very best way to create a connection. Whatever you do, just remember that galleries are looking for 3 things: a strong portfolio and someone who's a real fit, both in their work and professionally. They're really looking for someone who is like them. So remember those things whenever you're applying to anywhere. I actually am doing an online show, and so for all of you who are like, there's no more gallery opening, yeah, there's no more gallery openings right now, but I think that will change. I think that soon there will be gallery openings, or really socially distant gallery openings, and galleries are shutting down like crazy. So all the support that they get, it really means a lot to them. So yeah, support your local galleries, and they're gonna want a sense of community as much as you want a sense of community. So just remember that. Remember that whatever you're doing, whether it be online or in your community, people are watching and they're taking note. I mean, they are, right? So it's important to present yourself in a fun, professional, easygoing sort of way. I'm doing an online show. I think I just said this. And I wanted to create a show, since all the shows I was going to be in are canceled. I wanted to create a show that I would want to be in and that I would want to see. So I decided I'd ask a bunch of artists on Instagram that I really liked if they would want to do a show, painting memes, And I thought this would be really fun because just memes. Memes are great. Memes are funny, right? So we need more funny things. So I thought I would do this, and I was looking for certain characteristics in anyone I asked. I was looking for skill. I really wanted people who are going to be in this show to be very skilled, and I wanted to be excited for what they were going to create and their take on it. And the last thing I was really looking for was someone who had good humor, someone who was really good at communicating too. So I don't like to be ghosted. I don't think anybody likes to be ghosted. And I wanted people who were really good at communicating. So especially when you're doing an online show where there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of sending of files, you need someone who's on the ball. So it's a small group, but I think it's gonna be fun, and I think it's gonna be good. It's just good to have something to look forward to. So we're gonna be doing that in November 27th. It's called Fine Memes. So I hope you look out for that. That's gonna be on my website, and I'll be advertising it more on Instagram. So if you're looking for me on Instagram, I'm Ariane Kamps. So that's Ariane, Kamps with a K, Kamps, at Instagram. And I think that's gonna be good times. What is funnier than jokes that people have been passing around on the internet, committed to paint forever? I think that's amazing. So I hope you do too, and hopefully maybe you'll check it out. And I hope that you'll go out and apply to a gallery, because it's a good experience. Or go to your local gallery and take a look around. I'm sure you have one that you're thinking of, that you're like, yeah, I should just go over there and see what's up on the walls. And if you do, or if you don't, or if you don't want to, or whatever, just let me know. I'd like to hear your experience. Galleries are exciting and fun, and can also be kind of intimidating. So I totally understand the struggle. So, yeah, keep on arting.